Good evening, I'm Dr. Thaddeus John Bell. This is a wood carving of an African. I purchased it from the National Medical Association several years ago. Today I want to talk to you about the new sex etiquette for 2010. As you probably have heard, the prevalence of sexually transmitted diseases is high among African Americans. The one that we know most about is HIV/AIDS. And of course, one of the main reasons that HIV/AIDS is so high among African Americans is because of our refusal to talk about it and our refusal to get tested. All African Americans above the age of 13 should be tested on a regular basis, particularly if you are in and out of relationships or if you are sexually promiscuous. I want to tell you a story, however, that has impressed me of a patient that I saw about 2 weeks ago. And it's a good example of the new sex etiquette for 2010. A young man came in to see me requesting that he have a STD evaluation, a sexually transmitted disease evaluation. He wanted to find out whether or not he had any sexually transmitted diseases. And of course, the reason that he wanted to find this out is because he was in a new relationship and he and the young lady were ready to be intimate, and she requested of him that he get an evaluation to prove to her that he did not have anything. Of course, he requested the same thing of her. And I'm happy to report that when his STD evaluation came back, and by the way, we checked him for herpes, we checked him for HIV, and we checked him for gonorrhea and syphilis. All of those tests came back negative. And of course, on his form that I had to send back to her, I wrote on it that he was good to go. I think that this practice is a good practice for African Americans to begin to adopt. One of the things that we are beginning to find out is that probably more than 40% of African American women, young African American women, have been exposed to herpes. And of course, as you well know, or you may not know, that herpes is a sexually transmitted disease that oftentimes has no symptoms until a bump or a rash occurs in the vaginal area, or you may not have any symptoms at all until you go get a blood test. So I'm recommending to all young men and women, if you're in and out of relationships and if you don't have a regular partner, then you probably need to be checked for STDs, because the prevalence of STDs is very high in the African American population. I'm Dr. Thaddeus John Bell, closing the gap in health disparities for African Americans and for the underserved.